The scorching sun of Kalahari. Survival is decided fiercely. Death calls. Can the lion escape death? The fierce Kalahari, the battle for survival between lions and black mambas. The Kalahari is a fierce contrast of African nature. Stretching between Namibia, Botswana, and South Africa, the Kalahari is a semi-arid desert, where the heat during the day can scorch the ground and the cold at night can cut the skin. Although it seems so harsh that no species can survive, this place still nurtures a world full of paradoxes. It is in this harsh environment that the toughest survivors have been tempered. Here, life and death are only a breath apart, and any moment can turn into a life or death battle. But in this harsh world, there is still a force that makes the entire savanna bow down. The Kalahari lion. The absolute ruler of this scorching land. Unlike their counterparts in the Serengeti or Okavango, the lions of the Kalahari bear the mark of adaptation. Their manes are shorter and lighter in color, not to maintain their majesty, but to dissipate heat more quickly in the 40-degree heat of the desert. Their bodies are toned, their muscles are neat, their amber eyes shine brightly as if reflecting the midday sun. Each step leaves deep footprints on the burning sand, where each dust grain that rises glitters like pieces of gold. Here, food is not easy to find. Prey is scarce and sensitive. They are all highly alert. Every hunt is a gamble between hunger and survival. The females in the pride are the main hunters. The male, with overwhelming strength, rarely participates in hunting, but is a living shield protecting the territory, ready to rush at those who dare to challenge its authority. Under the scorching sun, the lion moves slowly across the burnt yellow grassland. Its sharp eyes scan the space, searching for signs of life in the quiet space. No trace of prey appears. Only hot wind and dry sand. But it does not know the danger of death is also nearby. A strange movement awakens its instinct. something is slithering on the sand. The black mamba. The haunting of all Africa. The black mamba is not actually black. Its name comes from the jet black color inside its mouth, which it only opens in the moment of attack, a sign of death. Its body is smoky, gray, thin, and flexible like a strip of live steel, moving at a speed of up to 20 kilometers per hour, faster than any snake on the continent. Unlike other snakes that lurk in wait for prey, the black mamba is the active hunter. It moves constantly across the desert, its head slightly raised off the ground, its sharp eyes observing the slightest vibration. Its venom, a powerful neurotoxin, can paralyze all the muscles of its prey in just a few minutes. A single bite, as precise as a knife, is enough to end all life. But what makes the black mamba more terrifying is not just its speed or its venom, but its absolute confidence. It is fearless in the face of its enemies. And when the two hunters meet, the moment of life and death explodes. The venom spreads quickly. The lion still tries to resist, its eyes flaming, and then fading. Back to the dead silence. The ruler of strength falls before the invisible weapon of the reptile. A cold affirmation of nature. Even the Lion King cannot withstand the deadly poison. The Kalahari savanna has never been without tragedy. No power is permanent, and no throne is held forever. For lions, life is not just about life and death battles with outside enemies, but also about confrontations within their own pride. In nature, the death of a ruler is never the end, but an invitation for a new generation to rise. In the middle of the dry desert, when darkness falls, female lions still quietly carry out their mission. They carry new life in their bellies, the result of rare rainy seasons, of instinctive matings between life and extinction. In a place where power is passed through blood, life and death always go hand in hand. After more than 4 months of pregnancy, the female lion finds a remote place to give birth. From 2 to 4 small cubs, their fur still pale gray, their eyes not yet open, lie curled up in the hot sand. They are completely dependent on their mother's milk and protection. In the first weeks, the female lion keeps her cubs away from the rest of the pride. As time passed, the cubs grew up, learning to walk in the hot sand. They did not know that, out there, a world of conflict awaited. When the cubs grew up, the pride returned to the old cycle. For when a pride changes hands, it is a tragedy. The remaining male lion in the pride was challenged by a stranger, young and ambitious. Unexpectedly, they rushed at each other. The fight was not only about survival, but also about the right to rule the pride, to pass on the bloodline, and continue to the next generation. And when the dust settled, only one remained standing. In the Kalahari, the throne of a lion is bought with blood, and even the lives of its own kind. After a while, the pride now settled under the leadership of the new ruler. Hunger lasted for many days, forcing the whole pride to leave the dry land, following the low sand dunes in search of life. On the horizon, pale green streaks, signs of the rare grass left after the short rainy season. As the sun slanted, a movement gently swayed in the wind. Slender figures appeared among the sea of yellow grass. Herd of antelope. They are symbols of adaptation, the most resilient creatures in the semi-desert. Moving streaks of light, the proud remnants of life in the arid semi-desert. The oryx is a symbol of absolute adaptability, a creature molded by nature to survive in a place where most life must submit. Their bodies are slim, perfectly proportioned, high shoulders, broad chests, tight hips, and long, slender legs, enough to dart like the wind. Under the Kalahari sun, their cream-gray, silvery-gray skin reflects the harsh light, helping to reduce body temperature and camouflage against the yellow of the burnt grass. The most prominent are the long, jet-black horns, gently curved back, thin and sharp, like two desert swords. They are not only a defensive weapon, but also a symbol of pride, a testament to the resilient life in the dry land. A gore from the oryx horn is enough to pierce the throat of a hyena or repel even African wild dogs in reckless attacks. Their circulatory system is extraordinary. Oryx can withstand body temperatures of up to 45 degrees Celsius, when most other animals have collapsed. They absorb water from leaves, moisture in dry grass, and take advantage of every rare drop of dew that remains after a cold night. In their bodies, their kidneys act as a perfect filtering machine, retaining every drop of water, allowing oryx to live for weeks without drinking a single drop. But in the Kalahari, every moment of peace is fragile. A lone antelope, little did it know, danger was not far away. In a moment, when opportunity came, the lion rushed out. The distance shortened by meters. It all ended in an instant. In the Kalahari, a meal is not just about survival, but about the triumph of instinct. With each kill, the lion not only maintains the existence of the pride, but also affirms its position in the cruel order of nature. The afternoon gradually falls on the Kalahari. The fading sunlight falls on the sand, reflecting a blood-red color. The pride of lions rests after the hunt, their bellies full, lazily lying in the rustling of the wind. Nature is quieter than ever, but that silence is only a thin shell hiding another hunt. The Kalahari sun pours fire on the ground. The heat rises. In that suffocating heat, every small movement is exposed, but among the yellow grass, a predator still quietly advances. A leopard. Its body is so perfect that every move is calculated. Its back is curved softly like a bow. Its muscles roll lightly under its sandy yellow skin. Every movement is smooth, light, almost silent. Its short, smooth, shiny fur, dotted with round black rosettes, a pattern that was both for beauty and to blend in with the burnt grass and desert dust, made it almost invisible to its prey. Its strong shoulders, long, slender legs, and tail nearly half its body length helped it maintain perfect balance in every sharp turn. Its amber eyes narrowed, focused on the distance, where an impala was breaking away from the herd. The prey was not large, only weighing about 40 kilos. With a long body, slender legs, and strong, flexible muscles, enough to sprint up to 90 kilometers an hour if it detected danger. Its black horns curved like a bow, its ears always stood upright listening. Each jerk of its head was a self-defense reflex honed over hundreds of generations. It was cautious, but in this scorching noon, even the most agile species sometimes let their guard down. The leopard crouched low, its belly almost touching the ground. The wind changed direction. A perfect advantage. The air froze in anticipation. Then in an instant, it burst. The prey darted away. It was all over in seconds. In the Kalahari, no meal was a lasting victory. Each kill was just another day of life. In the Kalahari sky, nothing could hide from the eyes of death. At a height of more than 1,000 meters, large black shadows circled in the air, silent as the souls of the desert. Vultures. Birds that did not need to hunt, but were always the last to arrive in every battle for survival. Their wingspans were nearly 3 meters, their gray feathers covered with dust, their heads bare to avoid blood when eating carrion. The scent of death is their guide, and in a matter of minutes, the calm sky can become a swirl of dozens of vultures. With their keen sense of smell and vision up to 8 kilometers, they can spot a dead antelope or leopard from the other side of the horizon. They do not kill, but they keep the land clean. When the lions have left, the leopards have had their fill, or the venomous snakes have left a dried carcass. The vultures are the first to land. The sound of wings, the sound of beaks digging into dry flesh, and the crunch of bones echoes through the hot wind. It is the familiar sound of rebirth. When the sun finally disappears below the horizon, the Kalahari is bathed in a blood-red hue. No more roars, no more screeches, just the wind blowing across the scorched grasslands and the sound of falling sand, like the rhythm of desert time. Above, vultures still circle, holding their last breath of life, and then disappear into the dark purple sky. The circle of existence has closed, but Kalahari continues. Here, death is not the end, but the beginning of something else. This is Kalahari. Where life never stops, only changes form to continue to exist. What do you think about this fierce circle of existence? Please share your feelings in the comments section. If you love magical survival stories, remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next journey.
On the parched savanna of the Serengeti, where the sun cuts the ground like a knife, every step could be a trap. A wrong glance, a strange sound, and death could come from the shadows. Here, it is not the strongest that survives, but the one who dares to look the claws in the face. Bloody Serengeti, a fierce fight back against the lions. You think zebras only run? That elephants are giants but slow. The first rays of sunlight filtered through the thin mist, touching each dry blade of grass that was swaying in the wind. The air still held the chill of the night before, but life had begun to move. From above, the savannah opened up like a never-ending carpet. Long, vast, and ever-changing. In that brief moment of peace, every living thing understood clearly. This was not a paradise. The Serengeti was an open arena where life and death lived together under the same sky. Here, every day was a bet on survival. 3 species, 3 fates, sharing this harsh land. Zebras, with their black and white stripes as if written by nature's brush, always moving in herds, living in a state of flight. African elephants, huge and wise, passing through time with steady steps and a lasting memory. And then the opposite of both, the buffalo. Strong, unyielding, not easily subdued. They do not stalk, nor do they run. They confront. They live as warriors in a land where survival is always tested. This is a story about a land where every choice has consequences. Where strength does not always guarantee safety. Where the weak, if united, can survive. And where the strong, if alone, can fall. Under the harsh morning sun, a herd of zebras is moving through the low grasslands. Each step is cautious on the dusty ground. Their black and white coats glisten like waves of light. Each individual has a unique pattern, as unique as a human fingerprint. It is that difference that helps them recognize each other in the chaos, holding tight to the herd bond in the most panicked moments. The plains zebra is the most common species in the Serengeti. Standing about 1.3 meters tall and weighing around 300 kgs, they are not the fastest, but they are one of the most resilient creatures. Unlike antelopes or giraffes, who are selective about their food, zebras can digest even dry, low-nutrient grasses. Their large teeth and developed intestinal cavity help them eat continuously, travel long distances and still conserve the energy needed for their long migration of hundreds of kilometers each year. The social structure of zebras is tight and stable. A typical herd consists of an adult male, several females, and their young. The dominant male protects the herd, but it is the females, especially the mothers, who are the emotional bond and highly alert. Their ears rotate constantly like radar poles to catch any strange sounds. Their eyes are placed on both sides of their heads, allowing them to observe almost the entire surrounding space. Reproduction in zebras usually takes place at the beginning of the rainy season, when young grass is abundant in the fields. A female gives birth to only one calf at a time, after a gestation period of about 12 months. It takes only a few minutes for a foal to stand up and run. The survival instinct is programmed from birth. But the price of life is not cheap. Lions, hyenas, leopards, all keep an eye on them, especially the newborns, still staggering on their weak legs. Lions are the most constant and terrible threat. They do not need to be as fast as leopards, do not need to be as durable as hyenas. Lions hunt with silence and coordination. At noon, the sun heats the ground like a blazing furnace. The herd of zebras spread out in the grasslands, resting in the sparse shade of a few scattered acacia bushes. The air is strangely quiet. So much so that their sensitive ears start to rotate constantly, as if the silence is a sign that something is wrong. Then, a soft sound rang out. Not the sound of wind, but the sound of grass being torn by claws. A lion suddenly rushed out, but then unexpectedly, the zebra rose. It staggered but still rushed. Leaving behind the predator stunned by defeat. In less than 10 seconds, the savanna returned to its silence. But now, on the grass crumpled by the chase, there were no corpses. Only traces of blood and dust that had not yet settled. and the Serengeti continued its endless story. The zebra, that seemingly weak creature, did not give up. Even though it was injured, it still ran, still lived. Because here, life is not for the fastest, but for the one who never stops fighting. Under the gradually slanting sunlight towards the top, when the ground had begun to radiate heat and the zebras gradually disappeared behind the low bushes, another step appeared. Slower, heavier, but no less powerful. From afar, a herd of elephants was quietly moving towards the shallow river. Each of their steps seemed to make the whole ground tremble slightly. The sun reflected on their cracked grey skin, creating patches of light and dark like the bark of ancient trees. A natural armor that protected them from the scorching sun and persistent flies. This is the African elephant, the largest land animal on the planet. An adult can weigh up to 6 tons, more than 3 meters tall. The large ears are like fans, constantly fanning the wind to regulate the temperature. The flexible trunk is not only used to suck water, pick leaves, but also serves as an arm, a nose, a tool for communication. An evolutionary wonder that no other species possesses. Despite their enormous size, elephants are peaceful creatures. They live in matriarchal herds. The leader is usually an old, experienced and memory-rich female. It is this memory that helps the herd find old watering holes during the dry season, avoiding getting lost during the migration across the vast grasslands. Elephants reproduce slowly. A female gives birth to only one calf after a gestation period of nearly 22 months, the longest in the mammal world. When a calf is born, the whole herd gathers in a circle, using their bodies to shield and protect the youngest from all dangers. Maternal love in the elephant world is not a fleeting emotion. It is a sacred duty shared by the whole herd. Although seemingly invulnerable, baby elephants are still targets of lions. When they stray from the herd, or when their mothers become weak from exhaustion or lack of water, the threat is immediate. A pride of lions can recklessly organize an ambush. But that is not easy. A lone lioness will find it difficult to approach a herd of elephants. They often wait for a split moment where darkness or panic temporarily disrupts the group. But if they are discovered, the elephant's reaction is not simply to run. They will turn back. An angry mother elephant can become a hurricane. The air on the grassland seems frozen in the stifling heat. In the distance, the elephants are moving towards a shallow waterhole. Dust swirling with each heavy step. In the middle of the herd, a calf less than a year old inched closer to its mother, its trunk still waving awkwardly as if it were not yet used to its body. But in the short grass not far away, a group of lionesses crouched, their eyes locked on the small figure. They had been watching the elephant since early morning, waiting for a moment like this, when the herd spreads out. And the youngest individual is no longer surrounded by dense defenses. Then the moment came. The shadows darted out of the sunburned grass. But it was a fatal mistake. The mother elephant did not leave. The lions now realized they had chosen the wrong prey. There was not a single wound on the baby elephant. Only a few light scratches on the thick skin. But the lesson for the predators was much more expensive. Under the bright sunlight, the lion's thin shadows gradually disappeared into the tall grass, leaving behind the towering figure of an uncompromising mother. and her child, still standing there firmly in the middle of the savannah that had just caught its breath. In this harsh land, elephants do not exist only by strength, but by intelligence, connection, and memory. Invisible but extremely lasting legacies. And when the elephant's shadow falls long on the golden grass, people do not see just a large animal, but the shadow of time, of memory, of the ancient wild world that has never been hidden. Under the sparse shade of acacia trees, the morning dew still lingers on the grass, but the air is already filled with a distinctive scent, the scent of lions. Not far away, right where the elephants have just retreated, another force is present. Dense, heavy, and as latent as a storm under the calm ground, the African buffalo. They do not come out with fanfare, but their presence, like a moving wall of flesh and muscle, cannot be ignored. The buffalo's physique is a living testament to adaptation, about 1.5 meters tall at the shoulder, weighing up to nearly a ton, with a broad forehead and curved horns that form a seamless helmet. A natural defense that even lions' claws must be wary of. The thick, rough, dust-covered hide is a coat against bites, insects, and the scorching sun of the Serengeti plains. As the last rays of sunlight touched the edge of the grass, the lions quietly approached a herd of buffalo on the move. They had targeted a bull that was slightly separated from the herd, his steps somewhat heavy. Suddenly, everyone rushed out. He didn't win, but he didn't fall either. And for the Serengeti, that was enough to keep them alive for another day. They live in herds, a complex but stable social structure. Each herd can range from a few dozen to hundreds of animals led by an older male. Unlike zebras, which rely on vigilance and organization to avoid danger, buffaloes choose a different tactic: collective strength and fierce resistance. When threatened, they don't run away. Instead, the herd tightens in formation, the calves are pushed into the middle, and the adults are ready to turn and attack. A blow from a buffalo's horn can break a lion's bones, or even kill a lion if it doesn't escape in time. Despite their clumsy appearance, buffaloes are agile herbivores. They are not as picky as antelopes or zebras, can chew dry grass, soft roots, and sometimes use their tongues to sweep through the dust to lick up minerals. Their strong jaws with wide incisors help them tear and grind leaves effectively. Suitable for a lifestyle of constant movement to find food sources. Mating season occurs at the beginning of the rainy season, the time when the grasslands revive. Older males will participate in short but fierce fights, horns clashing, dust flying, just to win the right to mate with the female in heat. After mating, female buffaloes are pregnant for about 11 months. When giving birth, they choose flat land, less stalked, and are often surrounded and protected by other females in the herd. When born, buffalo calves weigh up to 40 kilograms and can stand up within a few minutes. However, they are still a fat prey for predators, and that is when the protective instinct of the herd is most intense. It is not uncommon to see a herd of buffalo turn against a pride of lions, using their collective strength to protect a single life. Buffalo do not have the speed of antelopes, the intelligence of elephants, nor the tactics of zebras. But they have something that makes even seasoned prides of lions hesitate: courage, pack spirit, and an unyielding will. On the sunny savannah, where life leaves no room for hesitation, sometimes it is not the faster or stronger who wins, but the one who refuses to fall. And in the whirlwind of survival, buffaloes continue to move forward, not flashy, but full of pride. On the ancient savanna of the Serengeti, where every speck of dust carries the breath of time, there are creatures that do not live by strength but by resilience. zebras always run, but to keep the herd. Elephants are quiet, but are ready to become a steel wall for their young. Buffalo. Seemingly clumsy, but with a heart that never backs down. They don't need to be praised. They just need to live. Day by day, step by step, in the cruel vortex of survival. And perhaps in a world as volatile as today, they remind us that you don't need to be the strongest to survive. Just don't fall. If this journey touches you, leave a comment. Share the video so that more people can see the powerful and silent beauty of nature. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next stories. Where life always finds its way, even in the harshest places.